my way to pick up my buddy Nate because I'm going to Fan Expo in New Orleans. The reason I'm going there is because I want to see Sam Raimi. About 2 years ago, I went to a convention in Tampa. I drove all the way to this convention specifically to see him because I was not aware that he goes to conventions at all. So when I saw he was going to this one, and I thought only convention, it was my only chance to get to meet him. So I went out there and I got his autograph, and it was one of the coolest moments of my life. Sam Raimi is a huge inspiration to me. He's probably the most inspirational director to me. Whether or not he's the best director of all time, you know, it's open for debate. But as far as like his story of how he was, you know, this kid living in Michigan, making short movies with his friends when he was in his 20s. So he has like a very down-to-earth and ordinary life, and yet he is one of the best filmmakers, created the best, in my opinion, Spider-Man movies that have ever been made so far, and he just has a huge passion for making movies. And so I'm going to this convention specifically to see him, and I'm gonna get a photo with him, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm paying through the nose to do that because it is not cheap, but I'm very excited, and it should be a fun trip. Just got to New Orleans. We're going on the first day. It's pretty late now, but we got to get inside and try and get our passes, try and get our tickets. Here with Nate here as well. Y'all might recognize him from the Yu-Gi-Oh video we did a few months back.
You start by drawing 5 cards.
You might as well call it now, Yugi.
Looks like we got here kind of at the end of the day when they were starting to wind down.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're gonna have Ahsoka, we're gonna have Obi-Wan, and Anakin are all gonna be here from the Clone Wars. And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, why we're here. Not here yet though. Greg Sestero is here. Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Hey, I've read your book, Disaster Artist.
Nice
hey, is that
you.
okay if we film? Is that okay?
Nice to meet you.
I was hoping I could get a picture with you. I don't want to say it. I figure you hear it too much, man. So I was trying to avoid it.
So I just wrote and directed and starred a new cult horror film called Miracle Valley, based on a true story. We filmed it on location. It's a crazy movie, and I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll buy it from you. You know?
No, it's all good. Don't worry
sure?
about it.
Okay. Or how did you feel about, okay, this is actually what happened, I was there, experienced it,
I think it was
movie?
definitely more, the crew was more interactive in the film. I think in real life, the crew was like, are you serious? Like, what do we say? So again, anything like that with a film, you got to build up the narrative and you got to make characters more vocal. So, but I thought generally it captured sort of the vibe of being on set.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I'm doing is a UFO abduction movie.
No kidding, I did a UFO documentary in Pensacola. We got a good chat about a UFO movie that Greg is working on, and can't wait to see how that turns out. All right, thanks,
Have a good weekend, man.
I'm really glad that we decided to come here today because Nate and I drove in pretty late, and we saw that the crowds weren't too bad. We decided to sort of wander the con, and Greg Sestero was there with no line. And if you've been watching the channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a big fan of The Room. We've watched it on the channel before for My Friend Watches. We watched the Disaster Artist. When the Disaster Artist came out, I actually dressed up as Greg Sestero's character, Mark.
Did you bring a football too?
I brought a football to the theater, yeah, I did. So not only did I meet him, I got a photo with him, but talked a little bit about the YouTube channel. He actually gave me his movie that he wrote and directed for free. We chatted about the project that he's working on, a UFO movie, which got me talking about my UFO documentary, and he seemed really interested in that. Maybe he was just blowing smoke and being polite, but he seemed interested in it. And he was talking about needing some VFX work, and I'm not a VFX artist, but I have some VFX artist friends who are incredibly talented. So we talked for about 15, 20 minutes, I'd say, and that easily, so far, one of the best moments of the con. I don't feel rushed, I don't have a line, and somebody that I'm genuinely interested in meeting, so that was really cool. here at the convention with the Louisiana Ghostbusters. They're a charity-based organization for the American Cancer Society. I'm checking out the hearse from Ghostbusters. They got 2 of them out here. They said we're not supposed to do this, but while the kids are missing, they're gonna let me do it, so I like being behind it, like I'm a Ghostbuster. Egon!
We are a completely donation-based zoo. We get all our donations through experiences and animals.
All right, part of the experience.
I do have to do the casting beforehand.
Oh, gotcha. Y'all are strict up in here. Need the money up front. I got a crowd performing there. Oh, hello, kangaroo. Oh. 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 Oh.
At this age, he is still
Oh.
He gets bottles every 4 hours with zoological.
My wife is gonna be so jealous. She's not here. She loves animals.
Now he's gonna grow up to be 6 feet tall.
Okay, what's his name? Him? Her? His?
His name. His name
His
is
name?
Bouncer.
Bouncer. Oh, of course it is. Since I was in the area and staying nearby, I decided to go visit the infamous Bourbon Street while in New Orleans. I bought a large pack of Dragon Ball Super trading cards before we left on this trip, and since most of you know that this isn't really my element, we decided to go back to the hotel and just open them up. I think these are all hollows.
That's pretty cool.
So today is the big day of the con. We're going out now, we're gonna get some breakfast. We're up pretty early, we're probably gonna get there before anyone else. We're gonna go explore a little bit, and then I have my photo op pretty early in the day at 11 a.m. So I'm really excited. I'm here to see Sam Raimi. After that, we're gonna explore some rest of the con, and then we're gonna go try and see maybe some of the other celebrities. And then Sam Raimi has a panel around 4, so I'll definitely be there for that. But let's go ahead and get to the con.
Left hand on top. On 3, it's morphin' time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
It's morphin' time. Thank you, man. I appreciate
Nice to meet you, Holden.
Yeah, nice to meet you,
All the
man.
best to you, right?
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Nice to meet you too, man.
My photo session with Sam Raimi is at 11. It is now 10:15. And I'm really, really nervous about meeting him. I highly doubt they're going to allow me to bring any type of cameras into the photo op session, so you probably won't get to see me interact with him. I bought the thing that's supposed to like frame the picture, so I'll probably get the picture, get it framed, run it out to the car, and come back out here for the rest of the convention. And then his panel at 4 o'clock is what I'm really, really interested in, because I'd like to muster up the courage to go and say something to him. You know, I know everybody kind of idolizes celebrities, and I feel like toned down about that, but I think everybody has like a certain person or certain somebody of fame or status that means a lot to them, and Sam Raimi is that way for me. So I'm gonna try and muster up the courage. I'm probably gonna be one of those shaky things. People think because I'm on YouTube I don't get like stage fright or anything, but I certainly do. So if you're ever worried about yourself, if you ever get stage fright or you ever get nervous trying to talk in front of people, I very much do so. But we're gonna be brave, we're gonna have some courage, and we're gonna try to say something to Sam Raimi at his panel.
All right, Sam Raimi, you're gonna go to lane 13. Actually, you guys can go in lane 11 because you're exhibitor. But when you go in, they're not gonna let you take the cameras in the booths.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Thanks, no problem. Hello.
Hi, how many?
Just one.
Okay.
Go right on in.
All right, thank you. Hey. How's it going?
Coming. Good. What's your name?
Holden.
Holden Sam.
Ready. Thank you so
Thank you. It was an honor and privilege. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're done.
Oh wow, that was fast.
Yeah, just in and out, in and out. Getting to shake his hand, getting that picture. Super exciting. Super. I know it was just a little bit of time. It was worth it.
Did you have your QR code ready to check out?
Okay. Just met him. Got my picture framed. Super cool experience. And of course, it's on a day where I'm really oily and sweaty. I saw somebody else come out of the picture and they had, Sam Raimi was doing the little thing. I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? But this is wonderful. I absolutely love it. They opened like a little curtain and I literally just like ran over to him and was like, hey Sam, it's an honor and a privilege. Oh, you know what? You have the audio of it. You can hear how nerdy I sound. Super great. We're gonna go put this in the car, explore the convention a little bit more, and his panel's at 4, so we'll be there for that. Easily one of the coolest moments of my YouTube career. I was at the panel for the Clone Wars with the voices of Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and Anakin all doing a panel. Of course, we just finished watching the Clone Wars stuff on the channel, so I was interested in checking that out. I met a couple of people that were fans of the channel. Everyone's been really, really nice and really, really wonderful. But at the end of the Clone Wars panel, a guy came up to me. He said, hey, I'm a really big fan. You're like my favorite YouTuber, which is incredibly humbling and awesome. And he ended up being the celebrity manager at this convention. And because he knows me, he knows I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan, and he's like, have you already met him? And I was like, well, I had a photo op with him at 11. He's like, well, you want to go get in line, get something signed? I'll get something signed for you. Like, by Sam Raimi, you will? And he's like, yeah. So we go over there, and I end up being the very last person in the line. They were actually going to cut me off, but he's like, no, he is with me. So he has me pick out a picture, and he like covered it for me. So I picked this one out. I picked this one out because it's him filming, and that's, you know, as much as I love Spider-Man and Evil Dead and his work, it's his tenacity and him being a director that I am most inspired by. So I picked that one out. He still has that panel at 4, and at that panel at 4, I was planning on talking to him, and I kind of wrote out some bullet point stuff of some things I wanted to say to him. I'm like, well, what's something that, you know, people aren't used to? Because when celebrities go to conventions and panels and stuff, they're used to kind of the same questions. What were you thinking when that happened? What was your favorite episode? What was it like working with so-and-so? So I was like, okay, I don't want to do any of that, because I could, if I really wanted to know stuff like that, I could just Google it probably. So I wrote them out just a minute length of time, 1 minute, 60 seconds, that I could just, you know, go through. So it's shorter than like one of the regular questions, and it's kind of more to him directly. So that was the plan. Until I was the very last person in line for his autograph signing. I go up there, I have absolutely no rush, and it's just me and Sam Raimi. So I said, hey, I had a couple things I was going to mention at your panel. Is it okay if I tell you now? It'll take just a minute of your time. This is the one time in my life I'll ever have your undivided attention. So I just want to take advantage of that, if that's okay. And, you know, he's super friendly. Yeah, go ahead. For me, you're one of the best directors making movies today. Wow. Is that I think you represent the outsider that is passionate about movies. You weren't born in Hollywood. You didn't have multi-million-dollar budgets. You funded your short films by selling air conditioners and getting dentists to invest in you and your friends.
You do know about it.
The nephew of Tom Sullivan, your old stop-motion guy on the Evil Dead movies, his nephew's a fan of me. And
wow.
He connected the two of us, and so I called him and we got to chatting about you guys making movies and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I had to learn more about it and dinosaurs and filmmaking and how do they do all this stuff, because hardly a convention goes by where somebody doesn't walk up and says, hey, I just working on my first film and it's because I saw your work in Evil Dead or something.
Tom was telling me about all the fun you 20-some-year-old guys were having making movies, and could vividly remember just your absolute love and passion for making movies.
Wow.
Your inspiration is that a guy from Michigan, along with his siblings and friends from school, can transcend backyard short films and can make such influential and personal movies for quite literally millions. Last two things.
So nice. How come you're not coming to the talk, or whatever it's called?
Which talk? Well, I am, but I was over there for something else, and he's a fan of mine, and he was like, hey, let me go get you in.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm taking it. I'm sorry, I'm taking advantage.
It's awesome.
And I said, your Peter Parker taught me the importance of responsibility and putting others before myself, despite the personal cost. I quoted Peter Parker at my wedding. I just got married in April.
Congratulations,
Thank
man.
you. The great thing about Jen is that when you look in her eyes and she's looking back in yours, everything feels not quite normal, because you feel stronger and weaker at the same time,
You feel excited and at the same time terrified. The truth is, you don't know what you feel except what kind of man you want to be. It's as if you've reached the unreachable and you weren't ready for it.
And I strive to place my wife before myself, as Rosemary Harris's Aunt May said. Ash taught me to confront the horrors I'm forced to deal with an absurd sense of humor. You taught me that one day, as each short film and YouTube video I make is better and better than the last. Maybe one day I could also be fortunate enough to throw cow poop, or throw poop on Russell Crowe. And I said, I have no questions for you, I just wanted to tell you that. And, yeah.
You're funny, man.
Thank you, thank you. I know that's a lot, you hear stuff like that all the time, I know, but just thank you for inspiring people like me.
Thanks for your kind words. They mean a lot to me.
Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, I'll let you go. I'll be at your Q&A.
All right, great. I'll see you there.
I was about to forget this. See,
Thanks, pal.
yeah, thank you, Sam.
It was absolutely phenomenal. I was shaking afterwards, and it couldn't have gone any better. I'm still just totally blown away that situation just happened to me. Super humbling. It's extremely humbling. So what a cool experience.
It's the guy that hooked me up with getting to see Sam Raimi, getting to be the last one in line to chat with him. Thank you so much, Lance. Appreciate that.